Our neighborhood was the kind of place where porch lights had personalities. Number 4 kept a polite glow. Number 8 had a motion sensor with anger problems. Mine warmed up slow, like an old man standing. It was the last Friday of summer, close to midnight, and the cul-de-sac was still, sprinklers done hissing, grills gone cold, a single moth orbiting my porch bulb like a satellite that forgot its map. I set the grocery bag down to text the block chat about a stray raccoon when my phone buzzed first. Anyone else getting doorbell rings? From Lena at number 6. Then, do not open, from Mateo at number 2. 3 dots, 3 more messages, the thread lighting like a fuse. My ring chimed. Someone's at your front door. I was at my front door. The preview showed my porch, same mat, same plant, but the timestamp said 11:59 p.m. yesterday. The thumbnail had a shadow in it. My shadow, except my keys were in the wrong hand. I backed up, expecting some neighbor kid's prank, but the street held its breath. House number 12, the one on the corner that had been empty since March, had a faint light in an upstairs window, the kind that looks like a night light or a TV paused on a scene that doesn't move. The first chime hit like a fork in a glass. Mine. Then Lena's, a half second after. Then Mateo's. Down the curve they went, left to right. Each doorbell a note in a scale I didn't know the end of. The group chat flared. Mateo, number 2 not funny. Who's out? Lena, number 6 they pressed and walked away. I saw a shoulder. Tall. Nor, number 9 doorbell, just lit. I'm not opening. Unknown number, let us in. I stared at that last message until my porch bulb buzzed louder than usual. The unknown number had our area code. The name field was empty. The profile picture was the cul-de-sac, taken from somewhere that didn't exist. Across the street, Ira at number 5 cracked his door and called, "You kids knock and run. I'll turn your bones into wind chimes." Ira is 73 and favors threats that sound like sea shanties. His security light snapped on, then off, then on, like something kept stepping in and out of its sight. The sprinklers on number 7's lawn chirped to life off schedule, mist blowing across the road with no wind to carry it. In that thin fog, somebody stood on the sidewalk between the 2 mailboxes, not looking at any particular house, as if listening to a station only they could hear. I raised my phone to zoom. The figure blurred like heat rising. The instant my finger brushed the screen, my own door handle jiggled behind me. Not hard, not like a burglar. Curious, as if the door were a sleeping animal someone was trying not to wake. The next 3 doorbells rang at once. My group thread sank into a new tone. Not funny, not spicy, not neighborly. Fear skews punctuation. Lena, number 6 they knocked 121. Again. Ira, number 5 I can see my late wife's code on the porch camera. She's been dead 8 years. Mateo, number 2 doorbell shows me standing here right now, but I'm typing this. Unknown number. We are the same. My porch light dipped and came back red. Not bright red, not police lights red, more like a filament remembering fire. The moth left, as if red was a language it didn't speak. I palmed my keys like a child with a talisman and took 1 step to the peephole. The fisheye made the world into a bowl. A face filled it, not a face. A reflection of my door at noon. A memory, overlaying a shape that moved wrong by half a beat. It smiled without lips, like a pattern carved into something soft. On the cul-de-sac the chimes began to stagger, like whoever pressed them had grown impatient with the song. I heard 1 at number 1, and then, almost overlapping, a sharp bing from number 12, the empty house. You don't notice how much a dark house takes up space until you see it trying to be a bright one. Number 12's porch light blinked on for the first time in months, revealing a cardboard open house sign leaned inside the glass. A hand lifted the sign a few inches. The hand was gray like freezer fog. "Do not open," Mateo texted again. Then, a minute later, "He's at my back door now." I stared across and caught Mateo's silhouette in his own sidelight. 2 silhouettes, actually. One of them had his cap pulled low. The other had no hat, and its shoulders on the glass didn't make the glass wet. Distantly, a siren wound up and wound down. Tornado test? Wrong day. The streetlight at the top of the circle flickered Morse by accident or design. I don't know Morse, but I know patterns. It repeated short, long, long, short, long, short, short, long until my pulse match danced with it. The breeze picked up just enough to make the flags on the little mailbox post stir like someone thinking about speaking. Ira's TV went blue in his front window, then green, then cut to black. "Bonnie," he called, like old habits carry through decades. No answer except the meow of a cat I know he doesn't own. My porch cam pinged. "Motion at your door." I pulled the event. The clip showed me unloading groceries, putting the milk down, taking the phone out. Behind me, 3 houses away, a tall woman in a hoodie walked up to number 7's porch and pressed the bell with one long finger. She turned and looked straight into my camera. Either she had no eyes or they were all pupil. The group chat became a room with one corner on fire. "Kara, number 7, it's my mom. She's been dead 10 years. She's at the door. She knows the code word. Nor, number 9, do not open. Unknown number, let us in. Unknown number, we belong. Unknown number, it's cold." Kara wrote, "She's asking about the blue blanket. We all know the blue blanket." The neighborhood held her mother's service one June under an oak. The blue blanket became a kind of shorthand for something you tuck around someone on a couch at 3 a.m. to keep the world out. Grief has its own HOA. I typed, erased, typed. They only come to the threshold. I don't know why I wrote that. It felt like someone had set the sentence in my bones weeks ago, and I'd been waiting to cough it up. My back gate clicked. No wind. The latch rose, fell, rose. The motion light in the yard caught the fence slats one by one like a slow xylophone. I went to the kitchen window and lifted a slat of the blind with 2 fingers. The yard was the yard. The dark was the kind of dark where you can see the grass blades and nothing past them. Then, in the corner, between hedge and shed, an angle that the night shouldn't make. It unfolded like someone standing up inside a suit they were learning to wear. A voice came through the vent over the stove. Not through the duct, but through the metal, like words migrating through pipe by bone. "Let me in, honey. I forgot my keys," in the exact register my father used to use, down to the way he made keys sound like keys, a detail my brain had not played for me in years. My father never saw this house. I put both hands on the counter until my palms stopped sweating. The vent hummed the refrigerator's note back to me like a choir that had been living behind it this whole time. The doorbell stopped. The suddenness was a sound of its own. Somewhere a sprinkler resumed its proper schedule with a polite cough. A car alarm up the block gave a tentative whoop, embarrassed at being alone. Someone's bedroom light flicked. A dog finally remembered how to bark. Then number 12's door, empty number 12, opened. Not all the way. For inches. Enough to make a shape. Enough for the open house sign to tip and slide out and slap the porch, face down, like a fish accepting the deck. A woman stepped into the gap, stood with 1 foot in and 1 foot out like she was trying a temperature. She had the posture of someone who'd been shown where to stand. She listened, head tipped. The porch cameras up and down the block pinged in a stuttering chorus. Mine did too. Person detected. It said, obedient, cheerful. When I pulled the feed later, it showed nothing but a breath across the lens. My phone buzzed one last time from the unknown number. We're neighbors. The cul-de-sac exhaled the way a theater does after credits. A door shut somewhere. The slow kind that's more a thought than emotion. The upstairs light in number 12 went out. The red in my porch bulb gentled back to its regular cheap yellow. The moth returned to orbit like a priest who'd stepped outside to smoke. I stayed very still and learned my pulse by heart. The chat cooled into aftercare. Nor, number 9 roll call. Everyone okay? Lena, number 6 present. Mateo, number 2 present. Back door locked, front locked. Kara, number 7 I didn't open. She said she'd come by tomorrow. Ira, number 5 wind chimes remain unmade. I brought the groceries in. I double-checked the locks with a performative vigor my house has seen exactly once. At the sink, I lifted the vent cover and held my ear to it like a seashell, expecting the ocean. Heard only the old house talk. A settling, a sigh, a coil cooling, a small patter of something in the duct that could be lost acorns, or the easy guilt of a person who didn't open a door they still want to open. Before bed, I scrolled my Ring history for the last time. The second clip, the one with me holding the phone, shadow wrong-handed, had a final frame I hadn't noticed. In the corner, reflected in the storm door, the cul-de-sac looked too full. Every driveway had a person standing at the edge, right where private property becomes public, each turned toward a different front step, patient, as if waiting for a light to change. I watched that frame until the screen dimmed. I slept on the couch with my shoes on and the porch light on, and the feeling that tomorrow the open house sign would be upright, stamped with an agent's smile, and a new time printed in big friendly numbers we all agree mean welcome. If anyone asks on the block thread, I'll say, it was nothing. Kids, wiring, weather. I'll ship the story into the place where neighborhoods store their almost ghosts and tell myself it's over. And if my doorbell rings again tonight, in that curious little 121 RHYT,